Bucco Couture presents The Man of Style. Starring Carmen Bucco. And the incomparable Matt Josephs.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're here with your host, Carmen Bucco of The Man of Style, with the incomparable Matt Josephs.
Yes. Thank you to Carmen, and welcome.
Yes, welcome. Don't forget to like and share ASAP so we can get a lot of viewers on, so we can hit 100 live views, so you can get a special gift from Bucco Couture.
That's right. Okay, so that's the new thing now. It's 100 live views.
Right.
So you've got to share the hell out of this. And you got to tell the people that you share to share the hell out of this. Because 100 live views on a Tuesday night, which, I mean, let's face it, that's the night everybody wants to be out doing things. That's a lot of views to get. So we need your help. And a small donation will help save a child's life.
On that note, so I was on Facebook today.
Okay.
And I didn't realize it's Movember.
Right.
So I decided, now I've never done this before.
Right, me neither.
Well, you already have a beard.
Well, that's why I never did it. Oh. See, for me, it would be to probably shave it, and then it would be like, "Well, it's wearing a mustache, dude."
Well, because I don't know what the hell I'm going to look like with a beard. I've always shaved. I always believed in, like, the Yankees, right? All their players, not one player has facial hair.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, it's a business type of thing.
Get in trouble?
I think so.
Didn't, like, Don Mattingly get in trouble or something for always having, like, hair below his collar and facial hair? Or who am I thinking of? I don't know, somebody.
Johnny Damon? He never played for
Johnny Bench. Anyway, so you're saying November.
Right, so I'm going to do it.
Good.
I'm scared, but I'm going to do it, and it's not going to be easy because I got to dye them because I'm going to have a ton of grays coming in here.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. Look, gray is much better than bald. I would rather have gone prematurely gray than prematurely bald. Number one. Number two, beards. You know, a little gray in a beard, it kind of looks cool.
Makes me look distinguished.
Yeah, it's distinguishing.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So I wouldn't worry so much about that. I mean, unless it's like stark white and you look like Santa Claus, then I would change it. I would do something different there.
Well, and I didn't realize what it was for, so I was, reading through Facebook.
A beard?
A lot of people,
Movember.
Movember.
Yeah.
And it's for prostate cancer.
Right.
So what's funny, what happened was that, like, last week I had a lot of pain in my arm, so I'm trying to figure out what it is. So it goes really to men's health, right?
Right.
So I'm going to a chiropractor because I'm, like, sweating for no reason. So he goes, you better go to the doctor and get a blood test. You might be diabetic. Now,
did he say real doctor? You better go to the real doctor.
A real doctor
instead of me. No offense to the chiropractor. I hope he's not watching.
But I went. Now I'm scared shitless because you know what? I'm getting older. It runs in my family.
Right, and he's kind of a medical professional.
Right.
So
So now I'm a nervous wreck.
Okay.
Right. I go to the doctor. I'm like, listen, my chiropractor said I might have diabetes.
They hate that, don't they? Did your doctor, like, want to hit you for that?
He's like, really? I'm like, but I went on the web and searched for it.
Oh, God. And everyone hit you twice.
So when I went to look for the pain, I had cancer. I had testicular cancer.
Right.
I was going to die in 6 weeks.
Right.
Don't go to sleep.
I've had all those things.
So I get my blood test. He's like, don't worry about it. So I'm like, great. So now 4 days I'm waiting for these blood test results to come in.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm calling him because he's one of my clients. I'm like, Doc, do I got diabetes? Like, do I have high cholesterol?
Do I got it, Doc? Do I got it? Do I got the sugars, Doc?
So he finally calls me on Friday.
Yeah.
And knock on wood or brick, I was like normal. I'm like, how is this possible? Like half my family. So really what I'm trying to get at is aside from the prostate cancer, I think guys at a certain age, you really got to focus on getting those blood tests done, getting your prostate checked.
Yeah, well.
But now they have new things out, too, I heard. You can take a dump, and they can actually, you send them.
Oh, so you got to catch your crap instead of just have a doctor stick a finger up your butt?
Well, yeah, I'd rather send my crap to somebody to get checked. But that's another way to do it. To at least if you're uncomfortable going to the doctor.
I get you.
But guys, seriously, I say definitely get checked out.
Yeah, I had a similar thing happen to me this year where, because men, we tend to go to the doctor when it's too late, when something already happens.
Right.
We're not, and especially, coming out of your 20s into your 30s, you're still feeling invincible. Even though you notice you're slowing down a bit, you're still feeling invincible. And, I got so much time before I need to worry about getting anything, having anything wrong with me. I tried to go back to the gym in the spring, almost passed out, ended up going to the doctor. Turns out it was high blood pressure. And I'm like, high blood pressure? And, I said to the doctor, he's like talking to me very matter-of-factly and, this is no big deal, that type of thing, right? We'll get it under control. And I said, I'm sorry, because I'm staring at the floor like I just got told that my whole family got wiped out in a plane crash.
Oh, Jesus.
And he's like, I said, I'm sorry, I've just never been sick before. And he goes, you're not sick, you got high blood pressure. And I said, but I rarely get colds. So to me, high blood pressure, you might as well tell me it's something life-threatening because, but my point is that it sneaks up on you, creeps up on you, and I'm only 23 years old. So, I mean, imagine when I get to be 38.
15 years ago,
yeah,
go figure.
well, yeah. So the whole Movember thing, if we actually, do we have, you know what, if we get 100 live viewers tonight, I will go for a prostate exam on the show. And if we get that 100 live viewers, we're going to start a GoFundMe account also that all those people can then go to and donate to until we hit $10,000, and then I will go and get the prostate exam early.
This is something I want to see. So right now, do me a favor.
My doctor's a hot chick too.
Share it.
Poor girl.
Share it so we can actually see Matt.
Right.
Get a live prostate.
No close-ups or anything. I'll probably just hold my phone in front of my face, and you'll see the doctor behind me. And, you're gonna go. You're all gonna be in the room.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, fuck that.
What do you think? What do you think, Pete? Should we be in the room?
I don't know if I even want to see that.
Yeah.
That might be too much.
I mean, maybe you could do it like they do with a C-section, where you could be on the other side of a curtain.
That I'd be fine with. I just want to see the I want to see the look on your face. That's it. I don't want to see the look of anything else.
Right. Well, right. That's what we need. Is you'll have to do the camera.
For those who just joined us this first time for this week, say hi to our the man behind the scenes who keeps me from getting nervous when everything is getting set up.
Whoa.
That's Pete, our producer,
there he is in the booth.
Technology guy.
There he
Keeps
is.
me in line too when I get nervous.
Such a stark contrast between this set and the booth.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, because that's
the booth. What do we need to look for?
You don't need to decorate the booth.
Exactly.
So last week I was telling everybody
we
got a new consultant in Long Island.
Right.
Which I was very, very excited about.
Mm-hmm. Nicky Boom Boom, right?
Nicky Boom Boom Luisi. And we actually have him as a guest tonight.
Good.
Because we're going to talk about millennials, millennial dating, where to go.
Yeah.
He is a lot younger than you, too.
A lot?
And he has no gray hairs like you guys.
Well,
you got.
But he is going bald. We did notice the bald spot.
So we have to take a quick break for our sponsors to get Nick on. So we'll be back in 2 minutes. Please make sure you like and share for when we come back, because we got a new thing coming up for the Gentlemen's Club too, which is pretty cool.
Yes, the wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel of destruction. For the Gentlemen's Club.
For the Gentlemen's Club.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
There's a difference. Between getting dressed and being dressed, there's a difference. Don't just show up, arrive. With a clothier from Bucco Couture, you'll make a lasting impression. So where do you want to be? In the crowd or at the head of the pack? Bucco Couture. Clothing of distinction. Go to www.bucco.us or call for your personal appointment 855-53-BUCCO.
Are you an expert in your field?
Do you want your voice to be heard?
Maybe you have a great idea for a show but don't know how to do it.
Well, we can make it happen.
Email the New Jersey Podcast Guys at njpodcastguys@gmail.com.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
And we're back.
I knew we were coming back.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
How are you?
Everybody, this is Nick. Nick, I wanted to say welcome aboard. We're very excited to have you. And you give me a reason to be young again.
Oh, should I leave you to alone?
Having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
How you doing, Nick?
Thank you for having me on board.
So, where are you at work?
I'm at work.
So, Nick, tell us. Look, you have a real busy lifestyle as a millennial, right? Tell us about your business and your projects and what drives you.
Okay, so right now, currently at work, I manage a restaurant. It's called Il Molino. It's an Italian restaurant. It's getting towards the busy season, so right now everyone is busy in this industry.
Right.
A couple of projects we got going on. Obviously, we're doing nice things with Resorts Casino. Obviously, working coming on with you, keeping us staying busy over here. We do a lot of stuff with charity work. A lot of events, which is really a beautiful thing to give back to people. We do a lot of things. I don't know if you've heard, obviously, cystic fibrosis, but there's a charity, Breathe Believe, with one of our friends. Her name is Angela. We do a lot of great stuff with her.
Nice.
So what motivates us and drives us, as a group, is really giving back to people and being able to kind of share and help and educate, in the field of, where people need help. A lot of people need help getting things going, starting things on their own, whether it's a business, whether it's just getting off the floor, being motivated to kind of stay connected with, the world around them.
And what's funny is I noticed, in talking to a lot of millennials now, a lot of their focus is different. Like, they're really focused on what you're saying. They really want to give. Most of them really want to give back. I mean, I'm excluding the millennials that you'll see on Facebook when they're interviewed that they don't even know who the vice president is. But I was talking to a lot of these young guys at a networking event, and I'm like, what drives you guys? What makes you want to hustle? And it seems that they're getting more socialized.
Well, you know what it is? I mean, now that we have all this technology, social media, people are very, up to date with what's going on in the world. So, the smart ones, they're not blind to it, and they see that there are a lot of people that need a lot of help. And there's the things that, they can, whether it's 2 cents, whether it's just, putting the time and the effort into it to help somebody do something, it goes a long way. And it's very available for them just to be able to see what's going on. It's a nice thing.
And you know what? You're right, because a lot of it, look, I'm older, and a lot of it I used to get as I was growing up, there used to be a lot of, I guess you would say, family time. Where nowadays they don't have families now. They really don't. So you're right. Turn into social media.
It's minimized to a couple of hours, maybe.
The what?
That family time is minimized to a couple of hours now.
Yeah, you don't even have dinner with the family anymore because everybody's busy.
You used to have a whole day on a Sunday. It'd be, family Sunday dinner, and that was it. Mm-hmm. You knew what you were doing on that day, and now it's, who's working at what hours of the day. Jobs are taking people overnight, later hours. You're starting later, you're ending later. You miss a lot of that family time. Good and bad thing, with the social media. Good thing you get to stay in touch with the people that you don't see a lot of the times. But, it takes away from the personal connection.
Right. And that's what I was just going to say. It's like, all right, it's social media is great. I mainly use it for business and my dogs. I love my dogs. You saw the picture of them trick or treating?
Yes.
Hey, they're my babies. But God, they didn't bring me any candy though. So, but yeah, no. Look, social media does have its good points, but it also really does have its bad points for a lot of the millennials, because some of them are getting in trouble with it. When it comes to bullying and things that are happening, right?
Yeah, and they're showing how stupid they are by posting videos of them beating the crap out of one person or committing some kind of crime.
They don't really take into account that, because the world is, I guess, getting smaller because of social media,
right.
Everyone can now see what is going on.
Right.
It's not like you're going to school and, you just have your class of 25 people that know what's going on in your life.
Right.
Now, you got your 25 times however many classes there are, times however many grades there are, times however many schools are in your district. So, it's a lot bigger. People find each other all over the place. They connect on social media in that way, and their network grows. It's a good thing because you can grow your network, but it's a bad thing because now you're exposed to the entire world.
Right. And if you know how to use it, if you know how to use social media, it really does work for you.
Sure.
I mean, what it's done for just our 4 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Of the Man of Style.
Right.
I mean, we love it. And,
I bought a yacht the other day. I mean, it's and 4 episodes. It's amazing. I can't wait to see what 40 gets us.
Oh God. So another question I have is: it appears that millennial professionals have a certain lifestyle of dress for work and social. What do you think is important for choosing dress for both?
Well, the most important thing that I believe is that anyone that puts something on should feel confident in what they're putting on. They're putting on a suit or something to just go out to have drinks with your friends or go on a date. You want to feel good in what that is. For me personally, I can speak for myself. It's a suit or it's a sports jacket with nice pants. Rarely you're ever going to see me in jeans. But, a lot of the times, it's a little more of a casual look, I believe. But you throw it on with a sports jacket and it's really nice. At my age, I think it's time to grow up a little bit, move away from that.
Right.
But everyone has their preference, and as long as you feel comfortable with what you're wearing, I don't know if you're wearing jeans. I can't see your legs.
Well, I am. Okay, Nick? You described exactly how I'm dressed.
I got it. But
I don't have sneakers this week.
No sneakers. Well, that's good. You took tips from last week.
Yeah. You watched.
So you want to see a little. I like to see a little transition in meshing both of those. Just because you're growing up a little bit, the world. No disrespect to, I'm going to use somebody here, but Kanye West.
Right.
I know that he started a clothing line, and I'm not really going to say anything bad about it, but I wouldn't wear them. And it kind of kicks it back all the way to, I don't know what year he's going to, but the millennials and the group of people that are growing up are now seeing Kanye West with all this fame, putting out a clothing line where you look like you're wearing a garbage bag, and it kind of like seeps into their head, and this is not really the way that you're supposed to be, dressing.
Right.
Especially if you're a man and you're trying to move on in your profession, in your career, and not only that, but it makes you feel better about yourself. So,
by the way, Kanye just commented saying he's coming after you, MFer.
That's fine. So. He can eat too at the restaurant.
And you and I had a discussion about this, right? So Daniel is more of a European type. I'm somewhat conservative when we talk about cuts of garments. What do you feel about these millennials wear, and I don't want to say it like this, but they wear nut huggers for their suits? Like, I mean,
is that the appropriate fashion term, nut hugger?
There's not much for me to say. I don't think it's the greatest look. It's definitely not a look where I would look at someone and say, wow, I really
love those nut huggers.
That guy has a lot of confidence. Maybe he does, but maybe he's really just choking himself. It's hard.
You're killing your chances in having kids, buddy.
So when it comes to guys to guys in your age, do you feel that and I know for a fact that very tight European look is going to kind of fade out over time because God you willing. See things coming back. But do you think it does anything for them? Let's say the business world. Does it do anything for them in the business world?
No, because I believe that when you're in a corporate world or a business world, people look at you a certain way, especially react to you upon how you're dressed.
Right.
And, when you look at something like that, not to say that it's a terrible look,
No, it's not.
For each person, each their own, but in a business world, it's conservative. You put on a suit, a nice tailored suit, you look the part, and that's the way that it should be. That's gonna earn you and gain you respect.
Well, yeah, because even these short jackets, they come up right to almost like the middle of the butt. It doesn't. It just when you look at the guy, it looks like he's wearing his little brother's suit.
And it's not manly. It's just not manly. That whole look. Skinny jeans, nut huggers.
It's short, really not.
Short jacket.
So would you? So you're going out on a Saturday night, and we know it doesn't. I should be drinking a glass of wine too.
It's water.
All right.
But it's in a wine glass.
It's an Italian thing. We have to drink a glass of wine next week.
Next week.
Do you think a guy is going on a date with a girl? Do you think it's proper for him to just wear a shirt and a pair of jeans to a restaurant?
Me personally, no. And it also depends on where you're going. But my type of idea for a nice setting for a date would revolve around something like a nice lounge atmosphere, couches, some wine, some candles. So that atmosphere itself sets up a certain type of way you want to dress.
So I can't go to the local bar with a sport jacket on.
You can. You can certainly go to the local bar. For me personally, it's not what I would do. But for you, if that's what you want to do, you can definitely wear that sports jacket to that local bar. He's definitely gonna be wearing jeans. I don't know.
So on a first date, right? Take this girl out. You're not wearing a suit, right? You're wearing a sport coat.
Sport coat.
Maybe a nice pair of jeans, or preferably
maybe
a pair of
pair of
slacks.
jeans, a nice pair. Yes.
And definitely shoes, no sneakers.
No sneakers. No sneakers, unless you're planning on going, hiking or running at them.
So here's another question, Nick. Tell me about, because I don't know how much spare time you have between being a general manager and now me suckering you into to becoming a part of our family. What the heck do you do? What time do you have, and what do you do for fun?
The most important thing, honestly, when you have crazy schedules, is to set out your day and what you're going to try and accomplish in that day, because you got to really set your time where I have an hour to do this, an hour to do that, whether it's doing 2 hours of work for you, or all the time that I spend doing what I'm doing for myself. You really gotta budget your time, and it's.
But you're a young guy, right? Like you gotta. I'm a firm believer in work life, right? You got to take time to smell the roses. And look, I know when I was your age, I was the same mentality, man. And my friends used to hate it, but I was work. And as I got older, I started to realize that I needed to take time for myself, because, you see people retiring at 65 and they're killing over.
Of course.
So how do you find time to spend time? Your father's an amazing man, but how do you find time to spend time with him, the dating scene, as a millennial? Because you're trying to really become very successful. Yeah, that's the word. How do you balance it?
It's difficult to a point, but you have to really set aside that time for family, whether it's relationship, whether I'm spending time with my girlfriend, whether I'm spending time with my family, my father, my mother, my sister, my brothers, whatever it is, you really need to budget it. And important that you again, like you were saying, you don't take for granted what you have, because at the end of the day, you never know how long you have. But I think of it like this: you're on a ladder. You look at the end of the ladder, and you're willing to take the steps to get up to that ladder. And, while I'm young and I can still do it, would be the time for me to go after it. If I say this to my sister a lot, if I'm going to shovel crap for 5 years, and at the end of those 5 years, I'm guaranteed to make X amount of dollars, I'll shovel the crap.
Right.
Right.
So that's really kind of a part of it. You look at the end game, you set a game plan and a goal. Maybe whether it's 5 years, 10 years, and you really go after that goal, because I know at least at this time while I'm young, I can definitely handle that load. As you get a little bit older, you have more things that are involved. Whether a family comes into it, that's a whole other element that I'm not involved in.
Right.
That's something that helps me out doing what I'm doing.
So what would you tell millennials, right? What do you tell millennials that, not that they feel like it's owed to them, like they don't have to work and they want to take 2-week vacations? What do you say to these millennials to get them motivated to say, you know what, be a hunter, not, because Mark Cuban said it, pretty well on the Shark Tank. That's like my favorite show. I'd rather work 80 hours a week for myself than 50 hours a week for a weekly paycheck. But how do guys your age get motivated? Because we look for guys your age and we want to give them an opportunity. But how do you get them motivated to say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to knock door to door like we did in the good old days?
The most important thing is to understand that your success is not going to be dependent upon somebody else either giving it to you or handing you something. No matter what, anybody in this world who's successful, whether they're super rich or just climbing the ladder, has had help along the way. Obviously, but if you don't get out and do it for yourself, nobody's going to hand you that reins to be successful. You have to kind of learn on your own, educate. You're gonna fail 100 times. But that's the only way to learn. You're never losing. You're either winning or learning. So that's what I would be telling people, because that's the most important thing. You just got to get out and hit the pavement. If you don't, one, you're never going to know how high you can go unless you try.
And there is no ceiling when you're
no ceiling.
When
so
you're on your own.
You never really know. I'd rather try and fail to get to the top than just never know where I can go.
I also
that's the worst.
Noticed that a lot of them seem like if they grew up in a certain house, certain size house, certain type of house, certain lifestyle that their parents worked 20 years to provide for them, they want to step right into that, just a parallel move over to their own house, a 4.5 bedroom house or whatever, and they don't realize how much work went into getting that, because that's what they were raised in. And you see a lot of people, they have a really nice house, and you go in and they have no furniture. Right. Have you seen this?
No.
Well, because they move out of an apartment, they get married, they move out of an apartment, they can qualify. You don't see this as much anymore as you did maybe like 5 or 10 years ago. But it's the same mentality behind it, where they can afford this mortgage, so they get it and they get this house, but they don't have the money to furnish it. What do they call that? House poor. Thank you.
Oh, and you know what? And I always said I would never work to live.
Right.
Or is it work to live and live to work?
You would never live to work. You would work to live.
Yes.
Work to live.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah.
Well, and you know what? That brings me to a point.
If you work, or if you live to work,
right? Yeah.
Then you're the guy that keels over the day after he retires at 65.
Yeah, I mean, what's important to you? Is it being able to enjoy your time that you have here, with the people that you want to share with, or is it just going in a cubicle, sitting in a cubicle all day and working for somebody else? So listen, that person you're working for had a dream,
Yeah.
And you're working
exactly.
For that's really what it is. You're working for their dream.
Right. Right, and that's what I tell everybody. Like I told my brother, I'm like, listen, you can work for somebody or work for yourself. You're going to get paid the same amount because you got to do the work the same way. Mm-hmm. But you know what? That brings me to another thing. You played ball for a lot of years.
Yes.
When I met you, you carry yourself very well, very educated. I thought you were older, right? So was that
How
something?
Because I heard I was going bald.
I could have sworn I saw a spot. But I don't know. I thought you were in your late 30s, right? The way you carried yourself. I mean, I was very impressed.
How old are you?
30.
It's 30? All right. Yeah, I pegged him for 30. So you said he was much younger than me. It's only 3 years.
8.
Do more hair.
Did the ball playing?
I'll remember
did the ball playing give you the discipline to make, what made you? Because you're really a true entrepreneur. So tell me about what brought you to that point.
Well, I'll tell you, first and foremost, it's probably the environment that I grew up in. You see, my father worked, he had his own business. So, you see that, you see the hours that people put in, the hours that he put in, and the sacrifices that have to be made, for you to sustain a certain lifestyle, for your family to live a certain way. So that's probably number one, is that you see that. And, you always want to give back a certain way, in a certain way, because you see that and you want to even exceed it so that you have the ability to give back to the people that gave to you.
Right.
But that's one. But moving on to baseball, I did play baseball. I played at St. John's. So we were a Division I school. We took baseball very seriously. We were an excellent program. And what it did for most of the people, myself included, is that it grows you up quickly, because you're thrown in an arena where you have cameras in your face. You're on ESPN. You're 18 years old. How do you react to that?
Right.
I mean, you have guys right now that are professional baseball players that are making $8 million a year, $20 million a year. They're 19, 20, 21 years old. they don't always have they don't know how to react the right way all the time. So we're on a smaller level, obviously, compared to them. But what it did for us is that, it really makes you grow up. They put us through classes where we had to learn how to react to the media, how to act a certain way in public.
Wow.
Was this Little League?
Little League, yes.
Yeah.
We were very small. Don't cross the road unless you.
The local media, right? Like the town newspaper.
So the lifestyle really. So you present better than some athletes that I have met. So I guess what you're saying is really when they get that money, it's just like their attitude just changes. They're not as humble.
Well, the biggest thing that I've seen with a lot of them, and some of them are excellent.
Yeah.
They're very smart, business savvy, but a lot of them that I've seen, they get used to not doing anything for themselves.
Right.
So when you get to a point where you are making X amount of dollars and you are in the spotlight, you are fame, you have a lot of fame, you're still not doing anything for yourself. Mm-hmm. People are doing your laundry. People are taking your bags. People are doing all these things for you, and it kind of makes you not really dependent on other people, but you never really learn.
You never grow up.
Yeah, you never grow up, and you never learn to do the necessities of life.
Right.
You just got to kind of do. There are certain things you need to do, and you see them struggle when they leave the game. So when they're done playing, and again, this is not all of them, but when for a good amount, when they're done playing, they kind of get lost, and they're like, what am I going to do now? I didn't concentrate on whether it was a business aspect where I was making money and I was investing into certain things the right way, or if while I was playing, I wasn't learning a different craft to set myself up for when I was going to be done. Right. Because again, at the end of the day, it doesn't last forever, especially as an athlete. You playing football, it's 2 years. So you get in there, you make some. So yeah, if you're lucky, so if you get in there, you're making that money. That's great. You can live a certain lifestyle, but you better make sure that you're prepared for when you're done.
Right. You have to maintain that lifestyle.
And some athletes I know are very well off because they've actually done. I basically what you're saying is they took their future into their own hands and said, I need something after this because it runs out quick. $1 million can go very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're around people living the same lifestyle or better.
And you're trying to keep up with the Joneses.
You're trying to keep up because, when you're young, you don't know. You don't realize how much things cost.
No. Right.
Price on everything, and yeah, maybe you'll get a couple of dinners for free, but what's $400, $300 for free you're gonna do for you at the end of the day?
And all that stops when you become a no-name.
Exactly. Maybe you'll get a free appetizer. I'll give you a free drink, but that's it. That's what you're getting. And they don't realize that because they're wrapped up in the culture. They're wrapped up in what's going on.
So we got to take a quick break, but just one quick thing before we go, Pete. Tell me 3 takeaways, right? 3 takeaways, real quick. Dating, dress, when you're a millennial.
Okay, so dress. Always dress the way you want to be treated. I believe that's very important. You put something on nice, and people will definitely treat you a different way. Dating, the biggest thing, most important thing that I would say is make sure that there's the interaction in person. Because a lot of times we get wrapped up in the social media and,
I hate texting.
So don't text her from across the table.
Exactly. So, you lose a little bit of a personal touch with people. And that's right. Something that, again, we lose that maybe because we're not with our families as much anymore.
Right.
There was always a personal, family type gathering that was going on. You were able to communicate and interact with people on a personal level. Always keep that. And, millennial wise, listen, the world is getting smaller and we are expanding our networks. So, use it to your advantage because, you can do a lot of great, you can do a lot of great things if you take what you have and apply it to what we're going through in the technological advancement of the world.
So I know you're busy, but if you want, we have the Gentlemen's Club coming up with the wheel. If you have time, we'll keep you on. We just got to do some setup, so we got to go to a quick commercial break. So either we'll see you on here when we come back, or we look forward to talking to you again soon, Nick.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you soon.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Admiral Air Tech, a veteran-owned and operated heating and air conditioning company servicing New Jersey and New York. Admiral Air Tech, your company for air conditioning, heating, and refrigeration. Whether you have commercial or residential, our 25 years of experience focuses on service, quality, and integrity. With our high standards, we aim to have your systems become more efficient while saving you money in the long run. Not only do we install systems, but we also design and service systems. For more information, contact us at 973-886-7728 or through our website, www.admiralairtech.com. That's 973-886-7727 or admiralairtech.com.
I won over $15,000 sitting on my couch. My husband and I won over $20,000 in 1 month.
With over $139 million paid out online, ResortsCasino.com has more players and more winners than ever before. Sign up now at ResortsCasino.com and we'll double your first deposit up to $1,000 free. And get a free chance of winning up to $2 million instantly. Be a winner. Go to ResortsCasino.com today.
Go to ResortsCasino.com. It's where the winners play.
Don't forget to enter Bucco VIP and get 3 free spins for a chance to win $2 million.
Okay. Oh, hi.
Hey, we're back.
All right. So, I'm sorry. We're back for, it's the Gentlemen's Club. Nick has decided to stay along with us. Nick, before we get into the Gentlemen's Club, I just wanted to kind of dig a little bit more into what exactly it is you do. You're a general manager of what restaurant?
Il Molino.
Il Molino.
Yep, we're located in Roslyn. We have a couple in Manhattan, New Jersey, Florida. So
where in Jersey?
The Taj.
Okay. So you grew up in the restaurant business?
Grew up in athletics and then transitioned into hospitality right after college.
So this isn't a family business?
No.
Okay, you started this on your own?
Yes.
And you've got 4 locations?
We have a lot of locations, but
you have a lot of locations.
Yeah, there's a lot. 15.
15 locations?
15 locations, yes.
Right, and you're 30?
Yes, but I'm managing one of them.
You manage? Okay, so you're managing. You're not an owner. Correct? No. Okay. Yes. Yeah. All right. So we're just trying to get a feel for who you are. So now you're general managing the restaurant, and how did you get hooked up with this guy here?
We met at a charity event, correct? And there was a nice big van outside, and I said, "What is this van?" And then, I walked in, and my father was there, and he said, "I need you to meet this guy." I said, "Well, who is he?" He said, and then he came up to me. He came up to me and introduced himself, and he knew I was involved in doing some things with clothing, and customizing, personalizing suits, shirts, and things like that. So we got to talking, and then sparked into this.
All right, and so you're what's your background in fashion? Are you?
Well, before him, I got into kind of making, designing, personalizing shirts, suits, customizing things, for people, high-end clientele. So that's really where my background in that started. Obviously, it started from a passion of just liking or wanting to dress proper myself.
Right.
That kind of grew into something where I realized that I have a lot of friends and family that are into the same thing, and I can really help them out. And there's a lot of people that don't know anything about it. So, it's easy for me to help those people out too. Obviously.
Right. Okay, cool. All right, good. So now you want to get into the Gentlemen's Club here.
So we have a new little toy because I love toys.
Oh man,
we're gonna spin for questions. But here's the thing: is the wheel's gonna come up. So when the wheel comes up, what you have to do is everybody has to hit share to start the wheel.
Right. Now wait, can I just explain what this is about? What the background?
You can do anything you want.
Thank you very much. Because last week apparently we tried to have a very real, very adult conversation about when is it appropriate to break wind in a relationship, and apparently the adults in the room couldn't handle it. It was too much. So what we decided was we're going to come up with this thing here, and we're going to spin the wheel to kind of a topic, random topic. We know what the topics are, don't we?
Well, the topics are listed.
I don't know what they are. And we're going to land on one, and that's what we're going to talk about. And we promise nothing about farts is on this wheel. So Peter, can we get the wheel up on the board?
Behave.
But now everybody who's on, there's 16. There's 16. There's 16 people on, so everybody has to hit share to get this wheel started.
Right.
So
let's see.
On the count of 3.
Get some shares going here.
Do we have shares going?
People are leaving the room in droves. Brian just said F you. Okay.
Where are you reading? I don't see that.
No, he says it's terrible.
Some things you keep inside.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Keep it to yourself.
If you don't have anything
really
nice,
honest,
don't say anything at all.
So on the count of 3, Pete, we'll just spin the wheel and you can tell us what it is. Oh, look at that. We had 7 shares.
There you go. 7 shares. All right.
Ready, set, go.
That wasn't the count of 3. All right. Here it's spinning.
Ready, set, go is 3 words.
Okay. And something to. What does it say, Pete? You got to turn your mic on.
Hello. It is something to ask to keep up the conversation while on a date.
Ah, yes.
Oh. Yes. Something to ask to keep up the conversation of a date.
Because every date's got those lulls, like those awkward silences. So what do you ask to keep the conversation going?
No.
That's why you don't go on many dates.
Exactly.
I go on many dates. I don't get a second one.
So
no, I
wouldn't ask what her W-2 is, but you know what? I mean, you really want to get to know the person. So I would kind of ask, what are some of the fun things you like to do? And then that conversation will last for about 2 seconds.
See, I get that out of the way a lot
out.
earlier.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, what I like to know is what is your passion? What do you really want to do in life?
Yeah.
That's what
but don't they get worried when you ask a question like that?
It's got nothing to do with us. It's what you want to do.
Right.
Now you tell me what you want to do.
Oh, what was the question? When you're running out of things to say, what do you ask?
Yeah, how to keep up the conversation.
To keep the conversation going?
What do you what's a good question to ask?
Honestly, you want red or white wine?
If
you want orange wine, I got it.
If I get to a point in a conversation on a first date, with a girl that could like that, then it's not going to go anywhere. It's over. It's over. If I can't keep it going, I'm not interested. You're not interesting. You're boring.
So Brian thinks we should ask if you've always been a woman. I guess that's a good question to ask.
Brian.
You've always been a woman.
Well, that would be quite an interesting question because
yeah. No.
Either that's
Olympic athlete.
Either that's a really boring answer, and you better come up with another question, or the rest of your night is going to take a drastically different turn.
And I don't see anybody weighing in to give us an option of what kind of questions we should ask.
Well, I guess we should spin the wheel one more time.
Oh, we're going to spin the wheel?
We're going to spin the wheel.
All right.
We don't have any,
I want to hear everyone say, spin that wheel.
Spin that
wheel.
Oh, that was boring.
Spin that wheel.
Here we go.
Nick's waiting for it to stop.
Here it goes. The wheel
Come
is
on,
spinning.
big money, big money, big money, big money.
Well, because nobody's chiming in.
Place to find it.
All right, so this would be the what's a good place to find a match for a serious relationship?
I know it ain't social media.
A good place to find a match for a serious relationship. What do you think about that, Nick?
Go where you like.
Go where you like.
To do. Find someone that likes the same thing, right?
Yes.
My foster parents told me always go to church. You'll meet a nice girl.
Yeah,
that's different.
I actually, somebody told me, and I'm not joking. Pete was there. You want to go to church to find a loose woman?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a musician. He used to play music at churches, and then he would go out to his car, and there'd be like panties on his car.
Yeah.
At a church.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Catholic schools are not innocent.
This was Baptist.
Right.
It was down south.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
They felt the power of the Lord inside of them.
I don't know. Like,
did.
Yeah, so, but I think like some happy hour bars are pretty cool to go to. But it's
What do you enjoy? I enjoy lounges. I enjoy nice places that you can kind of get dressed up and hang out at a bar or sit on a couch.
I'm gonna have to come to New York because I don't know many lounges.
There's not a lot of lounges.
They're all around here.
There's a lot of places around here that say lounge in it, but they're the furthest thing from a lounge.
I understand, but there's a certain vibe. It's like a chic vibe.
Yeah. No.
Like I heard jazz bars are pretty cool.
Yeah, we have a lot of that too. Yeah. So
Sure.
I think you guys should move over to this state.
The hell with that.
Dude, I can't drive.
Let's stay on the border.
It's annoying. I'll stick on
the border.
But wait a minute. Do you guys really? So the question is to find a serious relationship. Like, where's now? Say like now I'm married. That's a serious relationship, I guess.
Well,
I met my wife at a wedding.
So what do you want me to do? Go to every wedding?
I'm just saying.
To become a wedding crasher?
I don't think you can.
Relationship?
Because that's not how life works. Like that's why what
you don't go out looking for a serious relationship. It's like I'm going to walk out. And say,
exactly. That's what I was just going to say. I didn't go to that wedding looking for my wife. But I think if you leave yourself open to the possibility that you're going to find that person.
Well, you should always leave yourself open to it, but, it's not like you're going out thinking, I'm going to find the one tonight when I walk into this.
Well, exactly. I think as soon as you say that, you close yourself up by saying, I'm going to find the one tonight.
Nick,
right?
What was it the great American poet Alanis Morissette once said? She said, life has a funny way of sneaking up on you when you think everything's okay, right? And that's how it goes. You can't go...
She was Canadian.
What?
She was Canadian.
I mean North American poet.
Okay.
You can't go... And like you just said, you can't go out anywhere. You can't go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to church and find a girl today,
right?
Because it's just never gonna happen. Like life just happens. Like every girlfriend you've ever had, did you like purposely set out to meet them?
No. I would go strike up conversation.
Right. Nick,
get slapped in the face a couple times.
Exactly. No, he's 100% right.
Thank you, Nick.
Maybe not get slapped in the face.
Steve.
When I was young, I was a little thick-headed.
Steve in the comments says go to blackpeoplemeet.com. That's a good place to go.
Good one, Steve.
And Brian says Christian Mingle.
Yeah.
Christian Mingle.
So.
A holy girl. You know what? I don't believe in that social media dating. I really don't.
You mean any online dating at all?
To me, it's.
What about eHarmony?
To me, it's like spinning that wheel, and you just keep spinning and spinning and spinning.
Well, yeah, but it's a fun ride.
Listen, my biggest thing with that is that when they ask you your personality questions and all that stuff, I don't believe that people actually answer who they are. Who they think they want to be or who they think they are, but not actually who they are.
Yeah, right. they become
Nick's a wise man. He's a wise man.
Yeah, they become something that they're not, which is like, because then when you meet them and you're like, wait a minute. Put the picture aside, but your personality doesn't. You tell me you're sarcastic. Now I'm a very sarcastic person.
Right.
You don't know
can't
this
take
yet.
a joke from me.
But I like to bust chops. Yeah. Right. And kind of make people laugh. And the girls say, oh, well, I'm very sarcastic. And then you get into that mode where you're joking around, and they're like, ew.
They're like, oh my God, you hurt my feelings. So what? Well, you like sarcasm, and then it turns out they don't know what sarcasm is. They confuse it with the word orgasm. All right, let's.
What do you think? One more time? We're going to spin the wheel one more time?
Yes.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's hear it. Everyone, spin that wheel.
Jesus Christ.
I guess you're the only one that's spinning it, buddy.
Come on, I need a little motivation, too.
Stops, nobody knows.
All right, these are questions not to ask your dates.
I always wanted to ask a girl what her W-2 is.
Why?
Because they always want to know. Ours.
So if they ever ask you, ask them back.
What are you laughing at? That's not a good question.
Question. I didn't hear what the wheel was. But...
Questions to not ask your date.
Questions to not ask your date.
There's a lot of questions not to ask your date.
Yeah.
Well, what are some of the top ones?
Is your sister hot? Do you have any hot friends? Isn't that the worst when you go out with a girl and she's cute and you like her, and then you meet her friends and she's got that one
you're
friend
like really
who's like,
pissed.
oh my God. Right?
That's
what do you
really
do?
Annoying. I'm going to say, what kind of questions
I know a guy
ask?
who was married to a woman, and her best friend was hotter, and he's like, I always think about her best friend. And I'm like, dude, you better do something about that, because it's going to lead to trouble. You got to get rid of that. Get rid of that. So he killed her. And now he's in jail.
He threw a, what wouldn't you ask a girl, Nick?
There's a lot of areas I'd stay away from, so I can't really. I don't know. It'd have to come up in conversation where I'd say, "Well, that was a bad idea."
I do that a lot. Oh shit! I asked her that.
Go in reverse, please. Rewind on that.
No, but I think like what are some of the questions not to ask a girl on a date? I mean. God, you're right. There's so many things that it can go really bad and really wrong. I mean, do you work for a living? Like, what do you do? Why do girls get mad when you ask them what they do?
Something, it's kind of like one of those, wow, you need to go to the gym. You don't really answer the question.
Is your hair really blonde or is it dyed?
You've actually had a girl get mad because you asked her what she does?
Well, because they're like, you're getting too personal. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, it's a date.
Right. Like, what are you supposed to sit there with your hands crossed and say, would you like to have something to eat? I actually...
Just stare at each other?
I went on a date. I was running for a political position, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go on this date. This girl kept hounding me, Nick. She's telling me, we got to meet up. You're funny, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, well, let's just go for a quick drink. Now, you might think I'm mean after what I say, but... So I'm like, all right, we're going to go for a quick drink.
Okay.
So I said, why don't we meet at TGI Fridays?
Classy.
She's like, all right, that's great. So we're at TGI Fridays now. We're laughing. She's got a great personality. Mm-hmm. We're having a drink. I said, you're hungry? You want to get some appetizers or something? She's like, yeah, let's do that. So now I get deep into the question. And this might be one of the bad questions not to ask. So I said, what are your plans for the weekend?
Okay.
All right. Her plans were she's going on another date.
Oh, don't you love that?
So I said, really? She goes, yeah. She goes, I normally don't date guys who take me to TGI Fridays. Oh. I said, but wait a minute. You recommended TGI Fridays.
Oh, so you fell for it. See, this came up a few weeks ago.
I think so.
I said I would never want to go out with a girl that would suggest going to TGI Fridays. And you're telling, so that, because you brought up Fridays.
I just wanted to have a quick drink.
Oh, see.
So wait, so it gets better. So I said, what do you, like, who's this date, right? She goes, well, I'm going out with a lawyer.
Anybody but you.
Yeah, right. She goes, I'm going out with a lawyer. I said, oh, that's going to be fun. I said, where is he taking you? Well, he's taking me to the Palm. Right?
Nice.
So the Palm is not as good as Il Molino's.
Of course not.
But it's,
a little bit better than TGI Fridays.
A little better.
Right.
A little bit better.
Yeah. I said, how are you guys going to really actually get to know each other? Because now you're going to be worried about if you're eating properly.
Wait a minute. At this point in the date, did the waitress come by and drop off your mozzarella sticks?
Well, no. No, so here's what I did. I said, listen, it was nice knowing you. You'll be calling me on Sunday to tell me how miserable your date was, and I'm going to hang up on you. I said, but here's my $20 for the drink. Have a nice life. Now, was that wrong of me?
Smooth.
No, it was wrong of her.
It was wrong of her. Smooth exit.
It was a smooth exit, right?
Smooth exit.
I paid my half.
You let it be known what you were doing.
I paid my half.
Yeah. So I was on a date one time, and this girl kept getting phone calls. This is a long time ago, obviously.
I hate that.
And so I finally was like, I asked her the question. I'm like, who keeps calling? She's like, oh, it's my ex-boyfriend. We're probably getting back together. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, sorry.
So, why are you out here with me?
Exactly. I got all dressed up and
that's like the girl that I met.
Left the house.
They're asking if we're coming back on.
Yeah, it's
relax,
on.
Granny.
It's on.
Relax.
It's on.
All right.
Oh my gosh. I was on a date with a girl once, and we had a great time. Right? We were talking on the phone for a week. We met for a date. Fantastic time. It went like 5 hours longer than we had planned. Makeout session in the parking lot when we were done. Call on the way home. I really had a great time. Let's do this again. Blah blah blah. I call her like a couple days later to set up another date this coming weekend, and she's like, well, I really like you, and like I had a lot of fun with you, and you're great and all that, but my ex-boyfriend is it wasn't even her ex-boyfriend, it was a guy she'd gone on 3 dates with, right? And she's like, this guy who I dated before you, he's kind of calling again, and like I honestly like you better, but he was here first.
It's the first come, first serve rule.
So I just hung up on her. I didn't even say anything. I just I might have chuckled, but I hung up on her.
What is one of your worst dates, Nick? Which one of your horror stories?
No, definitely nothing like that.
You're better looking than I am. What do you want from me?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, probably, just I'm not gonna lie, guys. There haven't been too many really horrible ones.
What the hell are you doing that we're not doing?
I don't know. You guys are swiping left, swiping right. I don't know. You guys are going on the websites.
I was talking to a friend of mine who's on Tinder, and he's like, son of a bitch. He's like, I got to keep swiping and swiping and swiping. He goes, I'll swipe 300 times, and get like one response.
I don't do the Tinder thing. I don't know what the swiping is. How you reject and approve? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what? So he's saying they're all cows and he's swiping.
No, he's
because I think someone else has got a like you too, and then if you accept them, there's like a connection there or something like that.
What a way to kill your
but you gotta swipe and swipe and swipe, and he's like, my finger's starting to hurt. I keep swiping. So you know what's funny is I think, and someone had brought a good point up,
right?
And I think it was you, Nick. It's like there's too many options out there now when it comes to social media.
There's so many options. Again, the world's getting small. You can see anybody. It used to be you connect with who's in your school,
right?
Yeah. Or your town. Now it's who is in the next town, the next school. And now it expands to the county, the island, like Long Island. But you expand your network so much. There's so many options out there. You put in how far mile wise you want to search for somebody, and you just. And not only that, but these people, even if you're in Manhattan, in that Manhattan area, these people aren't from New York, Manhattan, New Jersey, whatever it is. They're from all over the world. Uh-huh. So now your group of people just expands.
Well, that's like. A lot of guys in Jersey, when they go on these, they bitch. I mean, I talk to a lot of single guys, and it's like they're like every girl that's on these sites is from Manhattan, and they don't want to talk to you because you're in New Jersey.
Because you're in New Jersey, right? And who wants to go into Manhattan just to date a girl?
It's a pain in the ass to get into, especially during this time of year.
They are all in Manhattan.
Next 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't think the Jersey girls like to go on.
No,
I think they're afraid to. But how do you go into Manhattan now? Like within the next 2 weeks, it's like a zoo over there.
Yeah, well,
of course. Well, it's like a zoo anyway. But
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's definitely worse. It's remember Michelle? Michelle Bell?
Michelle Bell. The trainer. Michelle
Bell. She comments.
Michelle Bell.
Yeah,
I thought you were rhyming.
I think she's going to the Bronx Tale. That's
I'm going.
The show.
Actually, my girlfriend got me tickets. Bronx Tale for my birthday.
When's your birthday?
Well, it was September 1st.
Oh.
What a great gift.
You ain't kidding. I want to see it. I heard it's really good.
We're going next Wednesday. Get some tickets, sit in the back. We'll hang out afterwards.
You getting me a ticket?
Yeah, sure. Well, we'll figure it out.
Why do I got to sit in the back though?
Wait, why are you gonna be like the third wheel on his date with his girlfriend?
I'm gonna supervise him.
Oh, okay.
I'm young. I need a chaperone. You're right. We need a chaperone.
I'm gonna chaperone this date.
I tell you, but no, seriously, we're going to see that. Great gift. I was really excited about that, and it's one of my favorite movies. So,
bro, I'm actually pumped to see it. I watched some of the commercials. I watched a lot of the trailers. It looks awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
There's nothing like watching mobsters dancing.
I think you have two Italians here. We know how to make cement boots. And the Passaic River.
You'll never dance again.
That's right. You'll never have to dance again either.
Now say that while dancing and singing.
I can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to be great about the Bronx Tale on Broadway. Bronx Tale.
No, I'm excited. But you got to let me know what you thought of it too.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
All right, well, so we're about up on our time.
We are, unfortunately, sadly. I was having a good time tonight.
Yeah, it was nice.
Time flies to have Nick when you're having fun.
Yeah, Nick, it was a pleasure, man. Yeah, we'll definitely be seeing you soon.
Absolutely.
So everybody...
And good luck with everything, Nick.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, enjoy the Bronx Tale. Thanks for the invite.
You go.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmen Bucco reminding you, when you look great, you feel great. Have a blessed evening, and don't forget to go out and vote next week. It's very crucial, especially if you are a small business. Please, what you don't understand, and I did some griping on Facebook about this, which I think I want to talk about next week. Small businesses with the problem of getting funding to expand your business because there's so many damn regulations on us. But aside from that, have a blessed evening. Remember to go out and vote next Tuesday, please. It's very crucial. And have a blessed evening.
Good night. Have a blessed evening.
What's wrong with my blessed evening?
Nothing. Just...